Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hey, race fans, race drivers, everybody. It is Sunday, time for the Daytona 500. Not only is it the Daytona 500, it's the start of race season. This has been one hell of a long winter. And man, I got to tell you, this weekend of racing has not disappointed or we haven't let anybody down with the racing. It's just been a crazy since Friday night with the truck race on through what happened yesterday with ARCA and the new O'Reilly series. I got to tell you, man, the ARCA series race was a great race, but we got so much to talk about, so much going on with racing around the corner. Everybody's getting their cars ready. I do want to start off by saying, I can't believe it's been a year since I lost my brother, Jeff. Man, it seems like yesterday, and we all know cancer sucks. There's nothing we can do to get over it. You'll never get over a death in the family, regardless what it is, or a good friend. But, man, I can't believe it's been a year since we lost my brother to cancer. This was his favorite weekend. He loved the Daytona 500. Just love racing in general, man. But Laura was showing me some of the photos with him in there, man, and it was kind of crazy to see that it's been a year. You know what I mean? Nobody knows until you lose somebody how important it is, but to have a year that fast, like it literally seems like yesterday that he was laying in the hospital sick with cancer. But Jeff, we all miss you, bro. If you lost a loved one and they love the racing and the Daytona 500, take a moment and remember them. I got to turn the volume down on my iPad, but I guess I'll do that some other day. So a lot to talk about. A lot of you guys been wondering what I've been doing with the IHRA. Man, it's been a great couple weeks. Been working really hard with Stacy Compton, Tim and Daniel Horton, and Tim that works down there. Working on getting Pulaski Motor Speedway going for the big IHRA late model race that's coming up on March 21st. So we've been working on that, been working on getting Kill Care up and running this year on Friday nights. Just a lot of things going on behind the scenes, trying to rebuild racing a little bit, try to get it back to being great again. Just crazy couple weeks. Jeffrey, love you, man. Really miss your dad. But you're making him proud. Keep doing what you're doing. But we have, when this whole idea with the IHRA came about, I didn't even hesitate. I sat and I prayed about it and talked to everybody about it, talked to Laura about it. And it's becoming the coolest thing in the world, to be involved with these guys, the history of actually racing with all the guys that are involved. Being involved many years ago at Mansfield and meeting these guys when we were all much younger, and now getting it's a full circle. Now everybody's coming back and we're talking and remembering some things. But, it sucks how life goes on that you have that huge disconnection with anybody, but to have that opportunity and then come back around and now get to actually work with some of these guys. But getting Pulaski up and running for March 21st, and listen, this IHRA late model series that they're doing, it is affordable. It's what everybody has wanted. So everybody complains, the rules are ridiculous. We can't afford to go late model racing. We can't afford this. Now you have a series that is exactly what you've asked for with late models. So the pro late models, the limited late models, go to IHRA stock car or to the late models, IHRA late models. And I keep calling it stock cars because I'm a stock car guy in my head.
Well, it's called the IHRA stock car series.
I know, but
sometimes you by mistake call them street stocks. Yeah. So IHRA stock car series, they have their own Facebook.
So everybody get a chance to go look at them, but go look at the purses. But here's the cool thing about this whole series. The last race is going to be the big race. It's going to be at Rockingham. And that's how they're going to finish their season off. The points championship is going to come down to Rockingham. And they're working on some ways to slow the cars down, I believe. And don't quote me on it yet, because this deal has to do with Dennis Ascock and Robert Presley and Daniel and Tim Horton. But I believe they're talking about doing restrictor plate for Rockingham, man. But if I was a part of the organization, man, I put a late model together, go race Rockingham. But that would be pretty cool. And the Joel Phillips, where is Pulaski and how do you spell it? You spelled it, I believe.
It is
so Pulaski is in Pulaski County, Virginia.
Yeah.
So I'll have her put things up on it. But going back to Rockingham real quick, there's going to be a huge announcement for Rockingham coming this coming week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'll make sure I put it on our media page when it's announced. Hopefully I'll be down there for it. We're trying to figure everything out with that right now. What did you want to say?
It's in Fair Lawn, Virginia.
Fair Lawn, Virginia. So, but listen, the IHRA stock car series, it legit, that everybody says, oh, I'm not putting a car together for no money. Well, the purse is huge. At the end of the year, the banquet, they're putting out $2 million worth of points fund money out there. $2 million for a car that's affordable and economical. The engine, the 525, go look it up. Go read about it. You're going to be shocked when you see the price. Go look at it. So, but yeah, man, the IHRA thing's been coming along really well, working with a great bunch of guys. And it's pretty cool that all the things that's happening with it. Talking to Stacy Compton, he was named the manager for Pulaski. He's the general manager of the track. They're going to get weekly racing up and going. He's got all the classes ready to go. The only thing we're working on now with Pulaski is the 4-cylinder class.
I think we should have Stacy on the show.
We will. We'll have him on. We'll get him on.
Yeah.
Can't do it on a Sunday though. He's very, very
our show's never on a
religious.
Sunday. Our show's never on a Sunday. This is a special
and I'm having a tough time, everybody, and maybe you guys can
oh yeah.
You guys will understand this. So us Northerners, how do we express ourselves? With our hands and with profanity. So I've been working really hard the past 2 weeks not to swear. And if I do swear, I got her in the background going,
I pinch you.
Don't say that. So I told Stacy, I'm really working hard at it.
Yeah, like the other day, didn't you say, gosh darn it? And I was like, what is this? You are doing a lot better because they do not curse.
It's been rough on me, man, because when I lose my temper a little bit, if something's not going my way, the first thing I do is I use the F word. But yeah, it's.
Oh, you didn't even say it just now. That was good.
I know. I'm learning.
You're allowed to.
Mylene, you're right. He is watching for heaven. But it's just seeing a year. Like when she told me it was a year, I was like, "Are you serious?" So it's just been rough. And Jeffrey and our relationship has grown a lot. I wish Jeffrey and I years ago had this same relationship we have now, because him and I and Lane would have been doing good in racing, but. Man, I got to tell you, with everything that is going on with me with the IHRA, I'm still going to continue the show on Tuesday nights. Sometimes I'll have some special guests in here to handle it for me, or I can do it from the hotel or the racetrack that I'm at. Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely keep the show going. It's important that our local racing, which I'm going to talk about, and I did a visit yesterday over at Painesville Speedway, and I seen Scott and Kevin on a cold day out working and getting the track all ready. He had his guy Sean Brock in there laying the drywall and getting it all. I'm telling you, it looked amazing. When I walked in there, I was just so blown away. And Sean Brock to me has always done a great job in anything he's done. Mm-hmm. And I know you got some haters out there. Sean Brock, I'm telling you, he's doing an amazing job in there. I don't care what you say. He is knocking it out. But for Scott and Kevin to be doing what they're doing and getting it, racing's right around the corner, and there's a lot there to do. I kind of busted their balls yesterday, and I said, we could have ran a compact race here. Let's just throw a compact race together and go racing today. And Kevin's like, man, there's 2 foot of snow on the track. Yeah, that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, we walked to the track and there really was.
It really is.
That would make it interesting. You can't see the track.
And the thing is, I'm trying to, I keep kicking these guys and keep kicking these guys. You don't say there's 2 foot of snow on the track. What you say is, yeah, let's get these guys here and let's see what they can do in 2 feet of snow. Let's have fun. Let's put $100 on the line. Now that's entertainment. There's cars ready to go. Of course, I don't want to destroy cars for opening night on just some stupid
snow race.
Yeah, 30 lap, $100 to win a snow race. But why do you hear Laura? She just turns the mic on, bro. I don't get it. She just flips them on. Here's the thing with Laura, Dwayne. When she's on the air, we don't have no faults. Has it crashed? No. Has it went black? No. But once Laura gets on, everything's fine. So I think she was crashing it on purpose to kind of affect us a little bit so she could go, oh, look, I got to be on. When I'm on, it doesn't crash.
I am here to help you with facts and statistics that you may forget. And I am to be heard today and not seen.
And Dwayne, too, just in case I forgot to tell you yesterday, bro, happy Valentine's Day, man. Happy Valentine's.
Gay.
So
this is for racing, not your bromance. Continue on.
Can't do it without him, man. Can't do it without him. But again, going back to Painesville Speedway, and just so you know, as you're listening, we only got an hour today. I'm only doing an hour. Okay, I say I'm going to do an hour, but I'm only going to do an hour because we know we have the Daytona 500 coming up. But those guys are doing a great job over there, bro. Kevin and Scott, keep doing what you're doing. It's going to come together. I see a lot of guys building cars. A lot of guys that have been retired for the last couple of years are building cars. So I'm excited for all that to be happening over at Painesville Speedway. Nothing. I haven't heard anything on Lorraine or Barberton. I do have a friend very close to the mulch people trying to work something out, but man, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen at that price. See, he said Happy Valentine's Day. See, that's what we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm.
Gay.
So anyways, working really hard I'm seriously trying my best to try to work something out with the mulch company at Barberton, but I'm doing that through a mutual friend that knows them. And it's an uphill battle because they feel like they got a superior product and they can hold it and they're going to get what they want. They're not going to get what they want. This is what I told 10 of you drivers in that area. Start a mulch company and put them out of business. Now they're a property. They can rip the racetrack down. They can do whatever they want to do. But now their property is worth zero. So, and I know a lot of you guys are laughing going, oh, we're not going to put them on. You fight fire with fire. And I hate to say it like that because my mutual friend that's been talking is probably going to get upset with me because he usually watches and listens. But to me, it's about racing. I was born into racing. I love racing. I love weekly racing. I do anything to make it the way to make it great again. And you're going to be seeing that over the next couple of weeks of the things that we're going to be doing. The whole IHRA team is doing to bring back local racing. But and another thing was brought up yesterday, which was a valid point, even from you as racers. Where are the modifieds going? Where are the modifieds going to race? Because you can only go to Midvale if you have a crate motor. Where are they going to race?
Maybe if they're watching, they can chime in and let us know where they plan on racing.
That would be nice. Because, listen, when we open up Kilcarrick, we're going to be racing Friday nights, and we're going to have modifieds. But how many of the local modifieds here are going to drive the 3-hour drive to Kilcarrick to race modifieds? But hopefully we can get you guys to Kilcarrick and race your modifieds on Friday nights. And it will change in 2027. I don't really want to talk about 2027 too much, but it'll change. And the Friday nights bother me. They bother me big time. So Where are the modifieds going?
Yeah, because they only raced at really Sandusky, Lorraine, but they raced Barberton. So that was the only tracks that they raced at, right?
So my thing is, if you're racing, all these modifieds are supposedly out there, and when we showed, at the Sandusky Cavalcade, the modifieds are there because a lot showed up. It was a great feature race.
That was a great feature.
Where are they going? They're going to start going to Michigan and race. So we're working really hard to go to get you guys over at Killcare. Hey Sam, happy Sunday. It's the Daytona 500. Oh, she's making Daytona 500 cookies?
No, I bet she's making Daytona 500 sourdough.
Oh, come on, man.
Can they have like checkered flag imprinted in them? Like checkered flags imprinted in them?
Is that what you want?
I don't know if that's possible. I know nothing about sourdough. She's the expert.
So that going with Friday nights with modifieds, if you guys want to come down, we'd love to have you guys. Everything in the next 2 weeks, and then within 10 days, for Killcare, the schedule will be out and the rules will be out, but the rules are going to be same as the other tracks around. I do want to work with Shady Bowl. I don't want to step on her toes because there's no reason for racetracks to be fighting each other anymore. There's no reason for it. So I want to work with a Shady Bowl and make sure we're not stepping on each other's toes. But at the end of the day, I have to worry about our business also and making Killcare grow again. So hopefully we can get that, get all that stuff together. Is my camera following me?
Yes.
Wow, that's creepy.
Joel says he heard Michigan. So maybe modifieds are going to Michigan?
That could be.
There is still a lot of asphalt tracks open in Michigan, so that's highly likely.
Yeah. So moving on to our NASCAR weekend, our friends over at Thor Sports over in Sandusky, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from here, I believe Rich has a driver. Cole Butcher looked really, really good, man, at Daytona. Ty, I believe if there was one more lap, Ty Majeski had it. Yeah, and you guys can argue with me all you want. You don't think he would have got it, but man, I do believe if there was one more lap. But then again, one more lap, he may have got in front and they may have spun him around. But I think Ty Majeski, man, and just had the truck. But Cole Butcher,
I can do the rundown real quick of where they finished that way. Ty finished 4th place. Let's see, Ben Rhodes finished 12th. Cole Butcher with 14th. And let's see, Jake got involved in an incident with Tony Stewart about 30 laps in, so he ended up finishing 32nd.
So here was my thing as a new driver that you get into, how do you say it? Let's say patience. I believe Cole Butcher had the patience.
Yeah, especially because remember we were listening to the scanner and they were having transmission problems during qualifying. It sounded like whatever they did, they fixed because he was getting to the back. Then all of a sudden he was towards the front, and he's a rookie. I think when I was talking to Rich last week about him, Rich was like, "No, Jerry, he's a wheelman. He's going to do really good," and actually he really did. So with a handful of laps to go, he was like in 8th, maybe 10th, maybe it was like 10th. And nobody, and listen, when we get to talking about ARCA, you'll see where I'm going with this. But I really think these guys see these rookies and they just leave them out to dry. Because that's what happened to Cole. Right. I like how the spotter was always telling him like exactly like holding his hand, telling him what to do. Like, hey, there's Ben, follow Ben. He's our teammate. Wherever he goes, he's a veteran. Just follow him. And I like how also with response, Cole was real respectful. Like, teach me. Like, I feel like I have to learn. Like, I need to learn this. So tell me what I should do. Like, he was like not like some of these guys on the radio, they sound like they're jerks. Like, so.
Well, I think Cole did really good. He finished. Ben, would you say Ben finished?
Ben was right in front of Cole, so he was 12th.
So 12. So Ben.
But towards the end, I think Ben was up to like 4th on that last restart. I thought, yeah.
So I believe the truck race. Always, I'm a truck guy. At the end of the day, I gotta be honest with you. When we're talking about the NASCAR trucks, it's my favorite series. I love watching those guys. It's just
The ending was so exciting. What was it, like a 3-way tie for like second? So if you guys haven't seen the finish, go look it up. It was an awesome finish.
It's been crazy.
Well, I will put up here on the screen who the winner was, because we're like talk about the winner. But the winner there was Chandler Smith, number 38, who has like the bright yellow truck that looked just like Ty. So we were all like, oh, they did.
You know what? And the thing is, a lot of guys, we all want to see our guys win. But Chandler Smith, man, I think he did a great job doing what he was doing. But to me, also, Tony Stewart getting the groove back. You could see he was enjoying himself. Tony Stewart was having a great time. But at the end of the day, again, it's Daytona. What happened? He gets caught up in a wreck. Well, he's just driving along and gets hit. But man, it
wasn't his fault.
His battle with him and Steve O'Donnell, man, is just, and again, it goes to what we say. Those text messages that came out because of this, NASCAR could have stopped that by just getting this handled before it got that far. But their arrogance, that arrogance of just who cares. And thank God Steve Phelps is gone. And I can't, I'm a Steve O'Donnell fan because I had a good relationship with Steve O'Donnell. But at the end of the day, man, these text messages coming out. If that was Tony Stewart 20 years ago and those text messages come out, man, I could have wondered what he would have done to Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell for comments. But again, we all say things in group text in the business that we never think are going to come out, and they come out. But of all the guys to run their mouths about, Tony Stewart, who will always be a national treasure in NASCAR, and then Richard Childress and whoever else. So to me, it just blows me away that these guys think it's okay to do that. I would have got ahead of it. If I was Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell, I would have got these guys and met with them and say, hey, listen, we said some things we shouldn't have said. I'm apologizing to you. It's going to come out, blah, 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 blah. But it's just arrogance at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they didn't think Tony Stewart and Richard Childress were going to find out. But Tony did a great job in the trucks and
racing for Colleague Racing.
It's oh man,
he did. And after the race, he even said, he was like, we were just making some repairs and we were just finding our groove, and then we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But let's make a mention of who actually finished last. Everybody's favorite, Cletus McFarland. Do you want to talk about that incident? On what he made it 7 laps.
Poor Cletus, and we'll get to him in here in a second, but he's gonna get it. Everybody has the moments that he's having, but Cletus will get it. Talking about him in the trucks, we'll get to talking about him here in ARCA in a second. But man, I got to tell you, the hit that he took against that wall. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how you think you're going to be able to handle it. If you look at this photo of him going in that wall as a driver, oh man,
that top image, it doesn't.
As a driver, you just got to be kind of nervous that what this hit is about to bring.
Explain to everybody if they didn't watch what happened.
So
I'll put the picture back up. Oh, there you go.
It's back up.
Okay.
If you look, a lot of you guys watch this, but you see when he got spun, it disappeared again.
It's gonna come back up, but he spun himself. Like tell him how he lost it.
So all these guys that are new in the trucks, and I'm talking to you race fans, not you drivers, because you drivers will get this. But you race fans, when you're at Daytona, there's like a no-no spot. You try not to hit that spot, and there's nothing you can do. Once you hit it, that truck goes. So him and a couple other trucks did the same exact thing. They hit it, they overcorrected, and this is the result of it. But you can't learn that unless you do it. So almost every driver has hit that spot, but you can look on the top of that photo, him going for that. You're a driver now. I'm talking to you drivers. You drivers that are watching this right now, look at that top photo, him going in that wall at probably 130 mile an hour. What are you thinking? I'm thinking your eyes are closed, you're hanging on to your belts, not the steering wheel, hopefully, and you're just waiting and bracing for that impact. So, man, as a driver, if you're watching right now, what are you thinking when you see that top photo? So, I don't know. I know I'm talking to Jesus at that moment. Cletus, he tries to be funny and make humor out of it, which is what you're supposed to do. But man, right there, I don't know.
And nobody hit him. He just did it on his own. And then you said he overcorrected, and
they all do it. All the rookies doing that same exact.
He was
spot.
trying not to hit anybody to take out the whole field, and then he took himself out and just hit hard. So he was real hard on himself. He always
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Congratulations to everybody in the truck race, getting the truck. The weather was beautiful. And don't forget, today, if you're watching right now, the Daytona 500 was moved to 1:30. It's no longer 2:30. It's 1:30 because of the weather that's coming in, which is pretty smart to do because these knuckleheads will never do that in the past. But, yeah, just moving on to the ARCA, and Laura, you got to remind me on time too, because
well, we're gonna stop at 12:45. So yeah,
okay.
let's be quick with. I just put the image up here of who the ARCA winner was.
So the ARCA race to me, and don't forget in the ARCA series, you have Denise Angle / Williams, one of our local racers here. Grew up here in Menor. She is the flag lady for the ARCA series, and she does a wonderful job doing that. A few of you asked me to get her on, but there's a process to do that. And the process goes through a guy I cannot stand. So wow. I am not going through that process with this monkey to get her on. So one day when we're doing the show and she no longer works for ARCA or she retires or whatever, we'll get her on. Or
if that guy doesn't work.
Or if that monkey that's working over there, the idiot,
wow.
Is not over there.
How do you really feel?
That man, I'm not going there. Just clown. That's all I can say. But so when you were watching an ARCA race and you see the flag being waved, no, it's one of our own. It's Denise. And she's fantastic. She was a badass race car driver. She loves the sport. She got the job with ARCA. Just fantastic. And she loves this. She loves motorsports. But it's pretty cool to see her dropping the green flag at Daytona for the last couple of years. So, but the ARCA race to me was fantastic. Yeah, there were some wrecks, but so much disappointment. So much disappointment. I have to do a side note here real quick before I do that. I need you to just write in there and say, hey guys, I've been talking to Pete. I'll get with everybody tomorrow.
Are you really having me send a text while you're live on the air?
Yes,
here?
I have to do that because that's our group text for,
Yeah.
It was I loved the ARCA race yesterday at Daytona. And I remember years and years ago, and you guys remember Ed Curtis, has him and his brother Jim. They had an ARCA car. Gary Weinbrewer had an ARCA car. There was some guys, but I remember going to Daytona with Ed and his brother with the ARCA car. I think Stosh was even with us when we drove down and drove back. But the ARCA series has come such a long way. But there was so much. If you watched it yesterday, let me know your thoughts. But in the ARCA race yesterday, so much disappointment with cars engines breaking, transmissions breaking, the crashes. But the girl who I thought was going to win, what's her first name?
Isabella Robusto.
Yeah, Isabella.
She started on the front row.
Fantastic. This girl is honestly, if she's
going to win,
having mechanical problems and being in the wrong place, the wrong time, she is going to be, and she has it. She has it. They have all these women racing in ARCA, and with all the women in ARCA, I believe she's it. I really believe it.
Yeah, the females, I mean, they did great. Like they have great potential. She had a blown motor. Allie Owens, she ended up getting in a wreck. I think they were talking, she just had 2 kids. She came back to racing. Taylor Reimer, who is the girlfriend of Corey Haim, she's got a lot of potential. She had end up having a dead battery. They had to push her off the track. So it's like they just ran into some bad luck. But any one of those 3 they're going to win this year. Absolutely.
And I feel so bad for her because she had that win. It was hers. It was her win. But getting back to what we were talking about with Cletus Friday night, and this is not something new in NASCAR. It's not new at any local racetrack. Everybody has a driver that everybody's nervous about. Hell, I haven't raced in 27 years. So when I pulled on the track, I'm sure there were a lot of guys nervous that this guy that hasn't raced in 27 years is out here racing with us. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for them, I went out and I won my first heat race, but we're not going to talk about that today, how good I really am. But so Cletus, he's out there and nobody wanted to run with him. If you watched the ARCA race, you heard guys saying, I don't want to run with him. He's not stable. He's all over the place. How the hell do you think you got there? You don't think you were that driver at one time? You're probably still that driver. Nobody says it. But they kept leaving Cletus out to drive. Now, listen, I want to make something clear about Cletus. Or Garrett, because I call him Garrett. I only started calling him Cletus because Laura told me to start calling him Cletus.
That's how we all know him.
But just so you know, people don't like me. People don't like him. And it doesn't affect us. We don't let it bother us. But Cletus, I just don't like the guy. I don't like his persona. I don't like anything about him. And I don't know what it is. He just agitates the hell out of me. But in all fairness, you left a guy, your guys come across the radio and said, I don't want to run with him. He's not stable. We don't trust him. He's all over the place. You've been there. You were that guy at one time. You didn't just go on your first Daytona race and run it smooth and go out and win and finish. You weren't that person. It's very rare that anybody does that. But for you guys in ARCA that race in the ARCA series that come across the radio and don't want to run with him, and we'll get more clarification and I'll post it after the show on how it was going. But man, to tell a guy or to tell your guys on the radio, hey, I really don't want to run with this guy. He says, okay, he's unstable. He's a little loose, but he's not going to get better for the next time you race with him if you don't get behind him and push him or he pushes you. You know, there's a rule in any racing at Daytona or Super Speedway. Don't push a guy through the corners. I seen guys in ARCA doing that yesterday, pushing guys through the corners. So you are worse than what Cletus is doing. If pushing a guy through the corner at a super speedway is going to spin him around and get him loose and take the whole field out. But if Cletus is going down a straightaway and he's bumping into you or he's not being stable, that's a problem. Knuckleheads, man. Just knuckleheads. When the race is over, don't get on the radio and do that. When the race is over, go over to him and talk to him and say, hey man, we're trying to get you to be a little bit better. Because Cletus he's gonna become a good driver. He's not giving up. We're gonna see him in victory lane eventually.
And he's bringing a lot of fans to NASCAR that never knew what NASCAR was.
And to ARCA.
Yes,
and
correct.
to ARCA. So
right.
You guys that don't have the following he has, you should be grateful that he's out there racing with you. I know you don't want to get wrecked. Nobody wants to get wrecked. But how are you going to learn if you don't run in the packs? If you don't run up there? Imagine if Biffle was still alive and he heard that coming from other people. He'd probably get pissed off, put a car together, and go out and spank all your asses in the ARCA series. But man, oh man, and I get it as a driver. I get it. There's guys that you don't want to race with. I get it, man. There's times that I pulled on the racetrack and there was people in front of me. I just go, man, this is going to be bad. And it turns out bad. And we all get wrapped up in a wreck. But we all, as racers, as drivers, you're supposed to conquer those. You're supposed to either help them, talk to them, or go out and do what you're supposed to do. This guy brings so much to the sport that has been dead. Your favorite driver back in the day, I'm going to go show my age. I'm a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, but let's just put that aside a second. Let me kind of go down like 6 levels to the bottom of NASCAR drivers, of trashy drivers. And let me say I'm a Rusty Wallace fan.
You son of a bitch. Like, seriously. Knowing that's my driver, you son of a bitch.
Let me pretend.
I'm muting this whole system right now. Hold on. I'll unplug your mic. I swear
let me
to God.
pretend I'm a Rusty Wallace fan. That stuff is gone.
He's a champion.
The thousands of Rusty Wallace fans are gone. There's no, and I'm talking the bottom, Rusty at the bottom, still had more fans than Cletus or any of you guys. Any of you guys. He had more fans than any of you guys.
Damn right he did.
So the sport has went kind of dull over the past 15, 20 years. It's kind of went dull. The personalities have been pushed out. The fun guys have been pushed out. The aggressive guys have been pushed out. All those guys are gone. Now you get a guy in there that's lighting up the sport again, doing a great job at it, and you're complaining. You, the dull driver that gets in front of a camera, when the camera goes on, when you're coming out of the care center or the race is over, this is you. I want to thank Permatex and Mr. Gasket, and it's dull, it's boring, it's every damn interview. Then you get a guy like Cletus that comes out and makes it fun and entertaining the way it should be, because motorsports is entertaining. That's how you get people in the stands. So to the few drivers that were complaining they had to race with them, go back to your local track, park the car, go back to your local track. Because you were that driver at one time. At one time, you were that driver that needed help on a super speedway, and they left you out to dry. Read Chuck's comment.
Yeah. It says, I was impressed with Corey Day. He saved the car early, came back tough after the spin, then got caught up in some shit. I think he's talking about the O'Reilly race,
yeah,
which we're about to get to that. But I agree. Corey Day was my pick.
Chuck, did you watch the ARCA race, I hope?
Yeah, Corey Day was my pick for the O'Reilly's race. And Joel Phillips makes a good point. Need more guys like Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy Spencer was fabulous.
Well, Jimmy Spencer, honestly,
he was great on the mic.
Guys like Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, all these guys that did great, entertaining interviews.
Darrell Waltrip,
yeah. Michael Waltrip, Kenny Wallace, and everybody knows how much a huge Kenny Wallace fan I am. All these guys had a personality. They brought something. They didn't just stand in front of the camera and go, yeah, the 26 car took me out. We're going to take it back, throw some duct tape. They don't do that. And that's why people watch. But the knuckleheads upstairs don't get it. They pretend to get it. They think they get it, but their ratings show they don't get it. The people in the stands show they don't get it. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, NASCAR's on its way back because it's got a full grandstands. They sold out. Do you understand there were 200,000 seats in that place, and they went like this? Can't be hard to fill out. If you can't sell that out, ooh, man, I'd be a little nervous. So to everybody that is on Cletus and worried about the way he is driving and everything else, help the guy. He just lost his best friend. Not saying that's an excuse, but he just lost his best friend. He's got a couple people helping him. It's going to take a little bit. Now, if he goes to Martinsville, Bristol, these other tracks, these intermediate tracks also, like Charlotte, and he's crashing every race, then we have a problem. But to judge him like this, like you guys did yesterday, is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Be glad I don't get a car. If I race Daytona, you think Cletus was all over your back bumper pushing you?
I think everybody's just jealous. I mean, because they don't get the airtime that he did. I mean, between the truck race and the ARCA race, it was constantly interview. So everybody attention was on him. But like the winner of the ARCA race, Gio Ruggiero, not being mean, but yeah, his interviews are horrible. His victory lane, you think he'd be excited. He doesn't crack a smile.
Even the commentator said, let's see if we can get a smile on him.
Right.
Listen, I think Gio is going to be a good driver. I think he is the real deal.
Yeah. But
again, it's about personality. How are you going to get these guys to start liking you? What is your game plan to get fans to like you? Mm-hmm. And that's what I love about this IHRA stock car series with the late models. They are going to let the drivers be themselves.
Mhm.
The drivers, now listen, you're not going to be allowed to go out and just start crashing people, but they want the personalities, and it's going to change. We are going to change the game in stock car racing with the IHRA. We are going to let these guys be themselves. At all the racetracks that are IHRA, the drivers need to be themselves.
Perfect. I think we should move on to the O'Reilly's race since we have 19 minutes left.
Laura's got the clock going.
I do. So I'm gonna put up on the screen. Congratulations to Austin Hill, was the winner of last night's O'Reilly's race at Daytona.
Now let me preface this though. I did pick Austin Hill to win. I didn't put him in the thing.
The thing being, so people know, on our media page, on our Facebook, we are running a season-long contest where every time we post a race, put your prediction in. If you predict the winner or you're the top, you pick the top driver. If, like, let's say nobody predicts the winner, we'll take the next ones down. We put your name into a drawing at the season end. We will draw for a $100 Visa gift card. So we already have the truck race. Nobody picked the winner. So Tony, how do you say Tony's name? Tony Stank? Tony the photographer and Jim Foose Jr. Tied. They both got entries because they both picked Ty Majeski, who finished fourth. Last night, was it Tim Valentine? He picked Austin Hill as the winner. He was actually at the race, and Austin Hill was the winner. So
I want to really skip over comments. What does Mike Taylor say?
Yes. So just real quick, get your comments in on our media page. Get your predictions in. They cut off at 1:30. At 1:30 we stop it, and get your chance in there. So who are you talking about?
I just read it. Mike, I agree with you. Mike Taylor, I agree with you 100%. He's doing what the series can't do.
I don't have that comment on my thing.
So I don't understand it. I don't get it. If I'm running a series and I have a Tony Stewart, a Cletus McFarland, if I have these guys, I'm going to utilize it to bring people in to see. The whole reason, it was so successful from 1979 Daytona 500 when the big fight happened till now, or until 20 years ago, was because they were allowed to be themselves. They were allowed to express themselves. And it was true passion. It wasn't staged. It wasn't planned. I mean, it was the way it was supposed to happen that day. And then they take it away from these guys. So moving on to the O'Reilly series, I really thought, who was he fighting?
You thought Jesse Love was going to win.
Jesse Love.
He just kind of, on that last restart, he got stuck behind somebody. Yeah. Jesse Love, that was probably his race.
But I told Laura before the race I was going to take Austin Hill. She don't like Austin Hill. She was like, we're going to hear this and that.
I don't mind him. I just think he likes to block a lot, which I know everybody does. Some people do it. Some people do it more than they're supposed to, but I don't know.
I think Austin Hill did a great job. Yeah. I think the race was kind of
I mean, you have a car from Richard Childress. You're going to have a great car. So,
what did you guys think of the O'Reillys, formerly Xfinity?
Here, I'll show you what I think. Here, let's show a picture up here on the screen of the controversy from that race. For those of you that don't know, there was a huge wreck, and the controversy here in this photo, Jerry, I'll let you explain to them who that is.
Okay, when it pops up, I'll get to it.
We have Sam Mayer.
I was going to wait for last to do this, but we'll talk about it now.
Let's talk about it now.
So everybody, if you watch Xfinity race, you have every right to talk about this part. So let's talk about Natalie Decker. Let's talk about first in the past, how many drivers have got killed, men or women, it doesn't matter, because somebody was not paying attention. Now, you can defend this all you want. You can blame it on a spotter. You can blame it on whatever it is you want to blame it on. But that crash, leave that photo up for me, would you? Mm-hmm. That crash falls on Natalie solely by herself. It falls on her. It's completely on her, 100%. I didn't time it when they did the replay, but I'm guessing it was about 10 seconds, maybe even longer than that. So they're wrecking. And the one car gets turned around and comes back up the track.
Because he can't see, because his hood's covered his windshield.
Well, he came up the track because that's what the momentum took him.
He had no brakes
from the crash. So he couldn't do anything. As a driver, when you wreck sometimes there's nothing there. And you're along for the ride. So imagine you're Natalie Decker, you're coming around the corner, 10 seconds has gone by. I'm going to say 15, but 10 seconds has gone by, and you go up to the wall and there's a car coming up and you run into that car. Okay, now listen. You're looking out your windshield. You see that car coming up, or did you? Your spotter should have been telling you, hey, car coming up the track. Natalie, get down, go down low. What was the spotter doing at that moment? What was your spotter doing? Because I sure would like to hear the audio right before the crash happened. You are going to get yourself hurt. You are going to hurt somebody else. That there is no reasoning at all for that crash to happen. There's no reason. I'm sure even the ARC officials were sitting back, and I'm not speaking for them. I'm speaking for me. But being in the positions I've been over the last 20 years, I can tell you as an official, I'm looking, what the hell just happened here? Did this seriously just happen?
And then it made things worse, what she said on the radio.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, you can blame whoever you want. She blamed him for coming up the track. She yelled at him. She yelled at that guy for coming up the track. You didn't yell at your spotter, hey, why didn't you tell me there was a car coming up the track? Or you didn't blame yourself for going, hey, what were you doing for 10 seconds?
16 seconds is what it says on the internet. From the yellow drop-in to her impact.
So 16 seconds. So it's official. They're saying 16 seconds. So for 16 seconds, what were you doing in the car? Were you doing a TikTok, an Instagram? What were you doing for 16 seconds? There's no way anybody on your team is telling you it wasn't your fault. There's no way. And if they are, they're just as guilty then. The spotter, whoever the spotter was, he probably said, hey, I got to look down. I got to grab some water. It's hot up here. I got to reset my headset. There had to be something that your spotter was doing at that moment, knowing you were not going to hit that car, knowing that you were not going to be involved in that crash because you were so far back as usual. Knowing that it's not your spotter's fault. It's not anybody's fault. That crash falls on you, and you could kill somebody by not paying attention at Daytona like that.
Her exact audio on the radio, and I will not swear, but she goes, are you effing kidding me? That hurts so bad. What the F? Why the F did he come up the track? Who the F was that? That pisses me off so much. And that was literally how she sounded on the radio.
Here's my thing.
Whining.
Of all the crashes she's been in, and there's been a lot, of all the crashes she's been in, I'm sure when she got home last night or got in a hauler or into the whatever she was staying in last night, of all the crashes she's been in, she knows those guys don't have control of those cars when they crash. There's nothing left of these cars.
How in the world did she get an O'Reilly's ride? Like she could barely get she could barely do anything in ARCA. I'm not being mean, but holy crap! Like who gave her that? She brought that big sponsor, that witch hazel sponsor, so that had to be why. But definitely not off her talent. She was giving off Danica Patrick vibes. So last night.
Hey, don't be picking on my girl Danica.
Oh, I am, and I will, and absolutely, I had a flashback.
But this is why I'm saying this is the difference. And all you guys that watched that race yesterday, here's the difference. What's Robusto's first name?
Isabella.
Isabella to me is the talent.
Big time.
Because she doesn't give off those vibes. She's not that racer. She's out there racing. She's out there to win races and not wreck cars. And Chuck Chapman with his comment, it's unbelievable. Chuck, you're right, dude. Somebody needs to say, hey, listen, enough's enough. Enough's enough. You need to go back down into the trucks, or you need to come race with us in the IHRA stock car series. Come race with us and get the skill that it takes to be in that level and not scream over the radio. Listen, I think it was my first feature or second feature. I'm sure Laura will correct me. When I went into turn one and I wrecked my car. I went in that corner.
You did that a few times. I don't know which
At
incident.
Lorraine, the big race when I tore the front of the car off. I
Yeah.
got out of the car and I started yelling at the drivers.
Oh, yeah. That was your first night.
So I was yelling at the two top front runners, the two guys on the pole at Lorraine. But I was yelling at them because why are we crashing and slamming into each other on lap 1? This was going on to lap 2. You guys were going in a corner, door to door, banging each other, slamming each other, completely sideways, straightening it back up and going. So at the end of the day, we all go through that. We all are that. But I didn't get out. I blame myself, number one, because I should have seen it coming. I should have known what was going to happen. With my experience of racing cars, I should have known what was going to happen. But I wanted to get around these guys so bad. I told myself, when we get to turn 1, I'm going to go up high and I'm going to go around these guys and come off turn 2, beating them down the backstretch. It didn't work that way. It didn't work that way at all. But I took responsibility. But I did get out of the car to try to let the two guys know, why are you killing each other on lap 1 and 2? That's the same thing with Natalie Decker. You were by yourself at the back of the pack. You were by yourself. Nothing there. So somebody needs to step up. Someone needs to step up and say, hey, come on. You need to apologize to the guy that had no control of his car that was coming up the track because he just got in a big crash. In his mind, you think he said, oh, you know what? I forgot to hit the outside wall. Let me drive up and hit the outside wall.
I have my own opinion of her. I think she's trying so hard to get attention on her, from her Instagram to how she was doing things before the race, and she's doing some podcast causing controversy. It's like, girl, just shut up and do your job. And obviously you can't even do that. You know what I mean? I'm all for a young girl. She's pretty. She can bring sponsors to NASCAR, but girl, you're terrible.
I have to agree with Dave Wallencheck. Kyle Busch for the win today.
Well, you have to put it on the media page.
But I also have to say, it don't pay to win the first lap. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
But some of us, that's just the way we are. Some of us go out there and try to win, try to get out front. The problem is like the crash that I was involved with at Lorraine. I think those guys knew all the fast guys were coming, so they were panicking and they just wanted to get going. So again, I practiced what I preach. So when the race was over and I calmed down and everything, I went over to the one guy and I said, hey man, if you need help setting this car up or doing whatever, we're here to help you. We don't want these cars crashed and seeing you all over the place all the time. And we shook hands and everything, and we've been friends since, but it just doesn't make sense for what Natalie was doing. It makes no sense. What's Jeff say?
He said, like I've said before, some people get rides because of financial backing. In case in point, Natalie, even though the guy racing Saturday nights have way more talent than some of these bigger series. Oh, that's so true.
It's very true.
So many more people are well deserving of a ride than her.
And the thing is, the car owners at some point, you think a car owner would go, I know she's got money and everything, man, but it's not worth it anymore. We're just going to find another driver and park this car until we get it. But they won't do that. They want their car out there. They want to be racing because it's 4 points. They get a check at the end of the year wherever they finish. So they're going to keep it going. But Jeff, there are so many local guys that could be in that seat doing better. And going back to, and I don't think anybody watched this, and I know I only have a couple minutes left. I didn't watch the colleague race to the seat or whatever the heck it was called. But the guy that won it actually was doing pretty good. He just got caught up in some stuff. He was actually doing very well. But that goes to my point and to Jeff's point. There are talented drivers out there that deserve a shot, and he got his shot and he did well. It proved our points that sometimes you just need to take a chance and give a guy a shot. And he won. What was his name? Minnie?
Yeah. Minnie Tyrell,
who won it. Man, I think the perfect guy won it. The guy that you would least expect won it. So to me, it turned out really well. Chuck Chapman, I'm sticking with Kyle Larson today. He needs this for the resume. I don't know, man. He gets kind of aggressive towards the end and kind of hurts himself, but he always has the car, always until the last 10 laps. He has the car, but we'll see what happens, Chuck. But I hope everybody had a great time today. It was only an hour. I'm going to try to get it back on Tuesday. I'm not sure if I got to be out of town or not. If I'm going to be out of town, I'll try to get a guest host, and I'll do it from wherever I'm going to be, which would probably be pretty cool.
Anywhere you have Wi-Fi, you can do it, Jerry. Don't worry. We can get this all set up.
I can tell you, we didn't have I don't think we have Wi-Fi, Pulaski, down.
I don't think you. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So stay tuned this week to the IHRA announcements that we're going to be making this week with Rockingham. It's going to be, to me, it's going to be huge. What we got to announce and what's coming up. But to everybody, thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully I'll see you Tuesday. Get your picks in on the media page to be entered into the contest. What do you win?
Yeah, I posted it like a day or two ago. So just scroll down till you see the Daytona 500. It'll say put your picks in. If you win or you pick the winner, your name will be put in the drawing for a $100 Visa gift card at the end of the season. And just keep doing it all year. We're doing this every race all year.
$100.
So the more you predict, the more you pick a winner, the more times you could be in this thing 15 times. Just keep, but you only pick one person though.
And also don't forget, I have the purple car is what? How many spots away are we?
We're 14 spots away from being able to waffle off the purple race car. So,
which would be whoever gets that car is you're going to get a steal. I mean, for spending $40 to win a car that won quite a bit at Sandusky and a couple races at Lorraine 2 years ago. I have my Monster motor still for sale. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to start posting all over if nobody's interested in it. I'm going to get rid of it. But if you need to know what it is and what's in it, you got to call Joel or message him, and he'll tell you exactly what's in there. And then I still got my race car for sale. I'm going to post that this week for $13,500. The front bumper's ripped off of it. I'm not replacing it. I have the bumper, I have the bar. You just got to bolt it back on. I don't have time to do it. So I'm still wanting $13,500 out of that. And if it don't sell, then sometime we'll go racing. Maybe I'll put a special driver in it to do it. But we'll see. Until Tuesday, everybody. It's the Daytona 500 today at 1:30. Don't forget. Love you guys. Appreciate you tuning in on a Sunday. Sorry we missed church today, but this was important for me to do. So we'll talk to you we'll be on the media page during the race, talking about everything that's going on, but we'll be doing it through messages, not live. So everybody, happy Daytona 500. Go Kyle Busch. Thank you for my producer today for not crashing the show as usual.
It's 2 shows in a row. Thank you very much.
Everybody, have a great day. Until then, good night, everybody.